lead generation process you have for residential, we need to build the same thing out for commercial. What's your process look like? That's step one. We need to, like, you have great lead flow probably for residential, I'm imagining.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
need to do the same thing for commercial. So what are you doing for right now for residential?
I have one partner I partner with, and we do a lot of joint ventures. He targets about 20 to 30,000 a month. So I got him doing lead gen. Then I have one VA doing lead gen about 10,000 a month in Egypt. Then I have another VA doing about another 10,000 a month in the Philippines. So I got about 40,000 every month that we're hitting between him and then me hitting 20. So he hitting 20, I'm hitting 20. And we pretty much joint venture because that's just leveraging other people's strengths
Sure.
and then when he doesn't have a deal, I have a deal. When I have a deal, so we always got deals. We're closing at least 3 to 4 months. We are doing commercial. I'm just doing multifamily commercial right now, and it's
Sure.
like 9 unit. We got a 10 unit we're wholesaling right now. We got a 9 unit we're wholesaling.
Where?
Obviously, North Carolina. So I do way more deals in North Carolina than I do in Florida, just because the bang for buck is more. You can get more per marketing dollar. Plus, they're not as savvy and sharp. We can, you from up north. I'm from Virginia. We could talk them. Like I could talk them out their socks. So it's just easier to transact in North Carolina because
Well,
they're
then
not
you
so
should be
hip.
doubling down on North Carolina.
I know. I put every 4 to 1. I put every duplex to 100 unit in the whole state of North Carolina. I put every duplex to 100 unit in the state of Florida. I'm hitting them. It's just following up till you die. Like I never heard nobody say that to you. I heard somebody say follow up until one of us dies, but I think you said follow up till you die, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now I'm being more aggressive with that. I could do more. I need to do it at a higher level. Plus, I'm not calling, cold calling shit. I'm warm calling, pre-qualified leads. That's all I do is follow up with leads that already said yes, and then I call them. But I need to be cold calling these commercial because if you're doing it, who the fuck am I?
If you can pull a very vetted list, like you're calling multifamily, right? Like, so I'm going to share my screen real quick, right? Like, obviously, I understand, if you're, let's see if I can, for vetted list as an example, right? Like, it's not just about pulling, multifamily, general, units, 5 to 100, right? It's not just about doing this, and then you add includes a phone number, sales, like because like most people would just pull this. Now this is every single property, let's say do North Carolina, Carolina. There we go. All right. So we're looking at 5,000 properties, right? Well, I like to go even more niche, which is like, okay, I want to look at things of like they bought it for very cheap, right? When they bought it for really cheap, right? They bought it for a very good. I mean, this works really well for like retail and industrial. They bought it for a very cheap price per square foot.
Is
But
this being recorded?
so I would like want to make sure that I'm making sure that they bought it for a steal because if I'm offering them a low price, I want to make sure they didn't pay a crazy price for it. You know what I mean? Like if they just if they overpaid for it, they're gonna want to be overpaid for it. Next, I'm also gonna do like they bought it not within the last 20 years, right? Like so if I find somebody who bought something before, let's say the year 2000, right? What does this mean? If they bought it before the year 2000, it means what?
They don't. One, they already got all the tax advantages, so they can't get anymore, and they tired. They ready to retire.
And they're probably old, right? The 25, they've been owning this property for 25 years. They got to be at least 50.
And that's being conservative. They probably 60 to 70.
Exactly, right? If that, right? So again, I'm down to 1,100 properties here. Now we can continue, right? Like now I want to go to like owner max properties that they own. I only want to talk to to them if they only own 2 properties, right? Because if they own 10, the odds of them selling is low.
I seen you. Yeah, you said that. And actually, when I talked to this seller last week, I pivoted right to a buyer because he owned 60 properties and we didn't know it until I got on the phone. I was like, he's not a seller. He's a buyer.
100%.
And he was a buyer.
Yeah, and then look, right? So I pulled this list, and like everyone thinks this looks really good, right? Like 5 to 100 units. They only have 2 properties in their portfolio. They have not sold in the last 20 years. But guess what? This also doesn't include, like, look at this. They built this property in 2019. They built this property in 2021. Built it in 2017. I'm not looking for brand new fucking construction. I want to find old stuff. So give me at least I want to be minimum. It's got to be built before the year 2000, right? Now I'm starting to look at some stuff that might be of interest. But anyways, like this is where like the more niche we can go, this is going to give us the best type of opportunity, right? So this 300 property list is going to be a very, very motivated list. Now you could also say like, hey, I want to call people, not companies included, right? LLCs or anything like that. Now you're down to 150.
So
Right?
these are who you would be cold calling because but what about
I'm
me
sniper.
thinking
I'm a sniper. That's the way I look at it. I'm trying to be very, very dialed in.
just from my understanding, since we do like mass marketing, I don't niche it down so much because I'm trying to just machine gun whatever stick because it might have a deal and it
But
might be
I'm
a
trying to
real
like
estate.
like that's why I'm saying, the more niche you can get with your list, the higher the likelihood. Like think about it. If you had your guy, right, calling 10,000 properties of a list of this motivated, you'd probably get a lot more qualified leads.
Like get that many if it when we niche it down it really ain't that many
Well, because then you just stop just calling North Carolina. I mean, like, or watch this, right?
50
This is
states.
just multifamily. Get rid of
Yeah.
multifamily. Now you got 538. You have 538 properties. And if you don't want to do 25 years, I mean, you can go to 20, right?
Right.
Go to 20 years, right? Start edging up a little bit, right? Now I got 764 here now. You could edge this up instead of two, you go to three, right? I'm at 920.
Yeah.
Don't do person. You could do LLCs and people, right? You know what I mean? Like if you start just now, it's like this is just North Carolina. North Carolina alone has 1,600. If you want to go, that's only 20 years. Maybe you go to 15 years, right? You go 2010,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden, you're like again, it's not unbelievable.
But
You're
it's
getting a
a
little bit
lot.
less niche, but
Yeah.
you start having at least a little bit more properties. Now this is just North Carolina. Let's do Florida.
And I'm from Virginia, so I can do anything in Virginia.
Yeah, or Virginia, whatever, Virginia. I mean, like,
Yeah. No, but I love Florida. No, Florida all
right.
around.
So I'm just saying, like, all of a sudden you have these couple states that you've layered. Now you got 15,000 properties with very motivated stuff.
Oh, you can click all three with
Yep.
filter.
Yep.
So it's selecting all three and
Yep.
under them same filters. Oh, I didn't
Yep.
know that.
You can do as many states as I think you can do
I
up
did
to 10
not know
states.
that. I did not know that.
Yeah, I think it'll
Yeah,
10
I've
states.
actually virtually wholesale, I think, in 14 states.
Yeah, and
So
like, look,
I
you could
definitely,
even then you can go one step further, right? Which is like then you can go to I only want to target properties that are at least 10,000 square feet. So now you're
yeah,
not targeting tiny little stuff. So now it's like,
yeah.
okay, great. Now I can start targeting a little bit bigger properties, so on and so forth. So let's get you niched out. Let me
So I need to go ahead and get me around me again and stop playing.
Anyways, you start there and you just get really niche. Go sniper. Stop machine gunning for a minute. Get your guys to be really focused on a couple of decent lead lists, and you'll have a little bit higher of a conversion rate. But and by the way, it's both, right? Like I don't ever tell my guys that it's just that, right? Like obviously we have a lot of exports too, but we pay for it. I think that there's a lot of ways that that your lead generation team can make slight pivot and adjustments that aren't just blasting every single property in the entire state.
Yeah, definitely. Let's see. What does your team kind of look like far as the off market?
So what we'll do with off-market deals, as soon as we get I mean, obviously, the process in regards to making an offer on it, trying to lock it up. You got you're trying to do your best to negotiate the best that you can. And once you have them locked, or we don't, because I don't lock up everything. I mean, it's part of what we do, but I don't lock up everything. So if I just get a response from a seller after I made my offer, I made my very aggressive offer. Okay. It's not
Mhm.
about them signing that contract for me. I don't care if they sign the contract. I'm a broker. I don't give a fuck if they sign my contract, but because I'm trying to negotiate them down as much as I possibly can. But what
Yeah.
I care about is a counter, something they will accept, because then I can go to the market and I can go to my buyers ahead of time without having to lock it up. I can go to my buyers ahead of time and get feedback, and I can have this feedback loop that's a lot faster. So before I even spend $1 on locking a deal up, I can make sure I double check with my buyers. Hey, is this even something you'd consider?
So you don't care, you don't because of, I guess your experience or your reputation, it doesn't matter to have it under contract before you reveal the address.
Right.
With single family, you do that, your deal might be, especially in Miami, your deal might be gone tomorrow.
I understand, but in
But
commercial, it's a little bit different. They're a lot more sophisticated,
more integrity, right?
a lot more integrity. So
Yeah,
it's
I get
like,
my
but I
head
also have a lot
bust.
of VIP buyers that I'm good friends with, right? So I go like, oh, okay, got it. I'm prospecting for these guys, right? Like what's bet? Imagine this, Logan, in the commercial world. Imagine if you had 10 guys, okay? They all buy 5 to 10 properties a year, any asset class you choose, okay? Multifamily, industrial, retail, whatever it is. And all you did was that you prospected for those people, knowing that they were your buyer.
That's what I'm gonna do.
Just like in the residential world, you have a couple flippers and a couple markets, right? You're like, I know these guys buy.
Yeah.
Right? I just got to find them deals in their markets. It's the same freaking concept. It's like I just want to have a couple buyers where I go prospect for them. I'm their acquisitions arms. They give me their criteria. I'm their acquisition division. I just go out and find deals for them. Right. And every time I find something that's in their market, that's an asset class that I know they're going to like, I just bring it to them. And I don't care if I have it locked up or not.
I served 10 years in the Army. I got out the Army, started working for the government 5 years. But my rebellious nature of wanting to work for myself, I never did like reverse wholesaling strategically. I did it on accident. Like I have a seller I thought was a seller. She ended up being a buyer. She said, "What you got?" Found the deal, and then she bought it. She told me the price. I negotiated. That's how I got my very first wholesale deal ever. But since then, I always felt like I don't want to work for these people because they're gonna try to lowball me because they try to butter me up to always be in position where I never can buy the deal. I always can sell it to them. So I'm always gonna be their little brother. So I never really wanted to do that. But listen to you say that I could do that in commercial and it's okay. I can be the little brother of somebody that's got 100 million. I could be your little brother. You got 50 million. Yeah, I'm cool with that. But when you got 500,000 and I got 50,000, I want to pass where you at. So I don't even want you to hold me down. So I never really looked at it until you said it, because when I sent you those buy boxes, I got those people from Commercial Academy.
Yep.
Like one of those guys buy boxes I sent you, he got over 600 million. He's right here in Boca.
Yeah.
600 million in real estate owned commercial. Yep. And he's one of the top guys in the Commercial Academy. He's going to be this host, most host of the event in Vegas they got coming up next week. So if I just bring him a deal, I know he'll buy it if it meets his criteria. Hearing you say that, let me know that's exactly what I need to do. I just need to go and realign with his criteria. The other girl criteria I sent you, she's with the woman of the year, like top commercial woman in maybe in the US or something like that. She won an award.
I'm very familiar with a lot of people in the Commercial Academy.
Yeah, I see they follow you. And I see Joe Scott. I see Jay Scott follow you, which is crazy. How'd you get that? How do you know him? Did you bring him a deal?
No, I randomly noticed he followed me.
No, that's crazy because he don't follow nobody. I'm seeing that would be the smartest thing instead of being all over the damn place. Niche down and just prospect for the people that's already at that level where I can get a piece of the watermelon.
Like I laugh a lot about it, man, because it's like this industry is so fucking simplistic. It's like I want to work for the biggest funds and the most active buyers in the market, and I want to just go find them properties. And then I negotiate the deal where I can make as much as I possibly can without being greedy and where everybody's happy. And sometimes it's freaking 1%, and sometimes it's 6, 7, or 8. But that's it. And all I get to do is I get to find, if I want to do more business, I get to find more active buyers and more deals for them. And that's it.
Do you ever syndicate or ask for a percentage of equity versus a fee?
I've done it many times.
Yeah, because that's what I need to get my first commercial property.
Listen, all you do is one time a year minimum, okay? When you like the deal, because you have to like the deal because you're married to it. When you think it's an actual good deal, you just, instead of taking your commission, you go, listen, I'll give it, I'll roll my fee into it. And some of my best friends who are, and great investors, they don't care if I roll my fee in and they're thrilled about it. They're like, great, I have to raise less money now.
You discuss that up, like as soon as you know.
I discuss it up front.
Up front, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
sometimes I just have the seller give them a credit for half my commission or whatever it is, right? Against the down payment. So then so it's just like, as long as it's the same money moving, it just doesn't have to even be out of my own pocket.
That's so smart. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
Because then I get paid, I get taxed on whatever touches me. So like if I just say, hey, seller, give them a credit for $100,000 towards the down payment, I'm okay with it. We work something out together. Then 100 never touches my checking account, but I'm buying that 100 buys me equity in the deal. So I don't get taxed on the money I have invested in the deal.
Too easy. Yeah, that's smart. Yeah, it's a tax-free 100.
That's what I'm saying. Basically, I mean,